Welcome back. We are covering number 11 of the blockchain crypto DeFi at work. Keep or get a job the next 20 years. And the first several videos, we basically covered definition, right, of what this whole industry is about. And this video series is not meant for the vets who've been around the block a few times, not their first rodeo. This is meant for the noobs who may be feeling a little bit embarrassed to ask questions and just want to kind of get a good understanding of what this whole thing is about. And so this is a safe place for you to check this out, and then do some research on your own afterwards, or pause it, rewatch it a couple of times, share this with other people that have questions, and then kind of launch on your own. I'll leave a list to the a link to the playlist in the description of the body so you can watch the prior videos, because now we're actually talking about the things that can potentially help you pivot from what you're currently doing on the job, in your career, and at work, and utilize it to get into this, because this is going to be around for a long time. This is like when the internet first started, only it could be bigger because it has to do with finance, and every business, everything has to do with money, right? Follow the money. So, again, I also will leave another link to a playlist that's a little bit more in depth. And I'm basically curating a cryptocurrency playlist where I grab content that other video content makers on YouTube make, and add those to the playlist so you can check those out. And it goes way more in depth, but this will prime you for some of the things you'll hear on those videos and other places and in the news. So it's a safe place. But before we get started, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up, click the alert button, and click the subscribe button. Really appreciate it. If you've been back a couple of times now, stop. Come on, commit to Uncle Paul. Come on, you know you want to do it. Anyway, do me a favor, do that when you get a chance here, and then we're gonna start getting into now how you can potentially pivot this into reducing job insecurity at work, right? So programming, if you know how to code, you're pretty much always going to have a job. And in fact, I cover this in depth on my other channel, which the first several videos have my other channel, YouTube channel, Small Biz Shout Out. You need to check that out. Give it a thumbs up, a like, and a subscribe there too. An alert, click the alert button there. But it's Biz, B-I-Z, by the way, Small Biz Shout Out. Anyway, there's some good stuff in there. I interview a guy named Scott Brown, who's a long-time video game entrepreneur and owner, and he talks about what coding does for him there. But also, even in the free advice from your uncle, I interview him and Peter Grundy, who are, because I've had parents ask me about the viability of video game programming, and I tell them, if you can program, you can get a job and you can make a good living, whether it be video games, crypto, or Oracle Fusion, HR software. I mean, if you know how to code, you'll always have a job. And so again, there's so many different languages that all the different coins and tokens that are out there and projects that are out there that may use. So I'm just going to read through this real quick and let you kind of make your own decision. But if you already know how to code, it'll be a lot easier for you to kind of pivot over to some one of these other languages, and you'll see them in the job descriptions or what their whole technology and platform base is based on. All right, should be It's possible to use any program language to create a cryptocurrency. Being the most common languages are C, C++, Java, Python, and Perl. Cryptocurrencies are typically open access, like Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Ripple, and Stellar. Use open source programming, scripting languages, and technologies. What programming languages and technologies are you currently using that you could pivot in your current position, or at your current company, or in a new company, right? That's what you want to think about, right? If you already know how to code in Python or Java, you can use that. If you know how to code, you can go ahead and code. I mean, all you need is requirements in terms of what's going on there. So again, this is something that shouldn't be too hard for you to understand, because I'm sure that if you've been coding for a long time, you've potentially changed industries and probably didn't miss that much of a beat, right? Now, maybe they're running a different, project management methodology, whether it be waterfall or Scrum, and maybe there's a little bit difference there. But in terms of the language itself, there's variables, there's all kinds of standardized things that go into programming that you're going to be able to potentially pick up, and hopefully pick up, that could potentially propel you into this new emerging industry in terms of blockchain, crypto, and DeFi that could secure your job long term. So if you're thinking about coding and you find a company that looks good to you, or a project that looks good to you with crypto, start digging around and read the white papers, join forums, ask what programming language that they're really focused on, why they like it. And if you're just starting out, if you're just either getting ready to enter college, you know, that's something you want to think about too. Learn that language, get going in that, and then look into that industry. So anyway, this is pretty straightforward, but again, this is just a way and something for you to consider, you know, as if you're nervous about what this looks like for you long term. This is one way you can pivot. This translates very nicely. So I want to encourage you to consider that. That's it. Before you go, click the thumbs up, click the alert button, click the subscribe button, and we will talk to you on the next video.